Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Nurin Adira binti Muhammad Rosli. Today, I will talk about man-made attractions and natural attraction in Canada. For a man-made attraction, first Red Bear Basque Whaling Station. Red Bear established by Basque mariners in the 16th century at the northeastern tip of Canada on shore of the Strait of Belle Isle is an archaeological site that provides the earliest, most complete and best preserved testimony of the European whaling tradition. History. District of Old Quebec. Quebec was founded by the French explorer Champlain in the early 17th century. It is the only North American city to have preserved its ramparts, together with the numerous bastions, gates and defensive works which still surround Old Quebec. The upper town, built on the cliff, has remained the religious and administrative center with its churches, convents and other monuments like the Dolphin Redoubt, the Citadel and Château Frontenac. Together with the lower town and its ancient district, it form an urban ensemble which is one of the best examples of a fortified colonial city. Landscape of Grand Prix. Situated in the southern Minas Basin of Nova Scotia, the Grand Prix marshland and archaeological sites constitute a cultural landscape bearing testimony to the development of agriculture from land using dikes and the Aboitiz wooden sluice system, started by the Acadians in the 17th century and further developed and maintained by the planters and present-day inhabitants. Over 300, the cultural landscape encompasses a large expanse of polder farmland and archaeological elements of the towns of Grand Prix and Harterville, which were built by the Acadians and their successors. Lastly is Head Smash in Buffalo Jump. Is Buffalo Jump located where the foothills of the Rocky Mountains begin to rise from the prairie 18 km west of Fort Macleod, Alberta, Canada on Highway 785. It is a UNESCO World Heritage Site and home of a Museum of Blackfoot Culture. Natural attractions. First, Canadian Rocky Mountain Parks. The contiguous national parks on Banff, Jasper, Courtenay and Yoho, as well as the Mount Robson, Mount Assiniboine and Humber provincial parks, start with mountain peaks, glaciers, lakes, waterfalls, canyons and limestone caves form a striking mountain landscape. The Burgess Shell fossil site, well known for its fossil remains of soft-bodied marine animals, is also found there. Next, Crossmore National Park is a Canadian national park and World Heritage Site located on the west coast of Newfoundland at 1,805 km. It is the second largest national park in Atlantic Canada after Tongaat Mountains National Park, which has an area of 9,700 km. Waterton Lakes National Park is a national park located in the southwest corner of Alberta, Canada. It borders Glacier National Park in Montana, United States. Waterton was the first Canadian national park formed in 1895 and named after Waterton Lake, in turn after the Victorian naturalist and conservationist Charles Waterton. Its range is between the Rocky Mountains and prairies. This park contains 505 km of rock mountains and wilderness. Waterton Lakes National Park, Cameron Falls, where the station has a humid continental climate, bordering relatively closely on a subtropical climate. Summertime is mild with cool nights, while winter is chilly with high around freezing. Snowfall is heavy, averaging 481.5 cm. Waterton Lakes National Park is a national park located in the southwest corner of Alberta, Canada. It borders Glacier National Park in Montana, United States. Waterton was the first Canadian national park formed in 1895 and named after Waterton Lake, in turn after the Victorian naturalist and conservationist Charles Waterton. Its range is between the Rocky Mountains and prairies. This park contains 505 kilometers of rock mountains and wilderness. Waterton Lakes National Park, Cameron Falls, where the station has a humid continental climate, bordering relatively closely on a subtropical climate. Summertime is mild with cool nights, while winter is chilly with high around freezing. Snowfall is heavy, averaging 481.5 cm. Waterton Lakes National Park is a national park located in the southwest corner of Alberta, Canada. It borders Glacier National Park in Montana, United States. Waterton was the first Canadian national park formed in 1895 and named after Waterton Lake, in turn after the Victorian naturalist and conservationist Charles Waterton. Its range is between the Rocky Mountains and prairies. This park contains 505 kilometers of rock mountains and wilderness. Waterton Lakes National Park, Cameron Falls, where the station has a humid continental climate, bordering relatively closely on a subtropical climate. Summertime is mild with cool nights, while winter is chilly with high around freezing. Snowfall is heavy, averaging 481.5 cm. Dinosaur Provincial Park. It is particularly beautiful scenery. Dinosaur Provincial Park, located at the heart of the province of Alberta Badlands, contains some of the most important fossil discoveries ever made from the age of reptiles. In particular, about 55 species of dinosaur dating back some 75 million years. Dinosaur Provincial Park is an outstanding example of major geological process and fluvial erosion patterns in semi-arid steppes. These badlands trend along to 26 kilometers of high quality and virtually undisturbed riparian habitat, presenting a landscape of
Is Eka Sirene, and I would like to present Mexico. Mexico, we have many attractions, and the first one is Historic Center of Morelia in 1991. The Historic Center of Morelia, built in the 16th century according to a checkerboard layout, Morelia is an outstanding example of urban development, combining town planning, tourists of Spain, and the Mesoamerican experience. Second, we have Historic Center of Zacatecas in 1993. The history is discovery of a rich silver loot. Zacatecas reaches the height of its prosperity in 6th and 7th centuries. Built on the steep slope of a narrow valley, the town has many historic buildings. The third, we have archaeological zone of Pequim Casas Grandes in 1998. The history is it is near the headwaters of the Casas Grandes River. It is estimated to contain the remains of some 200 rooms in clusters of living rooms, workshops and stores with patients. And the last one is Center University City campus of the Universidad Nacional Autónoma de México (UNAM) in 2007 is the framework of universal ideas and values related to access to education, improvement of quality of life, integral intellectual and physical education, and integration between urbanism, architecture, and fine arts. And second, we have natural attraction. First one is Archipelago de Revillagigedo in 2016. The history is a serial nomination made up of four remote islands and their surrounding waters. The property covers 636,850 and includes a marine protected area extending 12 national miles around each of the islands. The second is Alpenic and Gran Desierto de Altar Biosphere Reserve in 2013. The history is it is a large and relatively undisturbed protected area which comprises two very distinct bird landscape types. And the third we have Monash Butterfly Biosphere Reserve in 2008. And the story is the overwintering concentration of butterflies in the property is a superlative natural phenomenon. The millions of monarch butterflies that return to the property every year band tree branches by the week. And the last one is Well Century of Elvis Canyon. The history is the North Pacific prey whales, the protection of these winter breeding grounds has been paramount in the remarkable recovery of this species after near extinction as a result of commercial whaling, including in these very lagoons.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Fatina Najwa binti Muhammad Shukri. I want to talk about man-made attraction and natural attraction in the United States of America. First, heat smash in Buffalo Jam 1981 is one of the research archaeological sites on the North America plains. In recognition of this, UNESCO declared it a United Nations World Heritage Site in 1981. Archaeological research suggests that this buffalo jump was used for nearly 6,000 years. Landscape of Grand pre-2020. The landscape is a remarkable example of the adaptation of the first European settler to the North America Atlantic coastal condition. This site marked by one of the most extreme deterioration in the world, averaging 11.6 meter, is also written as a reminder of the way of life and exploration of the Acadian people, which began in 1755 known as the Grand Derangement. Historic description of all a Quebec 1985. All Cubicity design UNESCO World Heritage Site in 1985. It is divided into sectors. The Low Town concerns around Place Royal and herbal facilities, and the Upper Town delineated by its ramparts, the sided and other defensive structures. Red Basco Wallace Station 2013. Rayburn founded by 16 th. Country Basco serves on the northeastern tip of Canada on the shores of the Bell East Strait. Is an archaeological site that provides the earliest, most complete, and best preserved testimony to our European traditions. Greenbrier, as those who founded the station in the 1513 s, used it as a base for coastal hunting, saltering, making whitefish with the aim of producing oil and storage. Next, natural attraction. Condition Rocky Mountain Peak 1804. The Congress National Park of Banks, Japes, or Container. Next, natural attraction. Condition Rocky Mountain Peak 1804. The Congress National Park of Banks, Japes, or Container, and Yoho as well as the Mount Roseburn, Mount Assiniboines, and Hamba Provincial Parks, studied the with Mountain Peak, Glacier, Light Waterfall, Canyon, and limited covers form a striking mountain landscape. The Burgess Chair fossil site, well known for its fossil remains of soft-bodied marine animals, is also found trade. Dinosaur Provincial Park, 1979. In addition to its particularly beautiful scenic, Dinosaur Provincial Park, located as the heart of the province of Alberta, Bethlehem, contains some of the most important fossil discoveries of ever made from the age of reptiles, in particular about 35 species of dinosaurs dating back some 75 million years. Waterton Glacier into Peace Park, 1995. In 1932, Waterton Lake National Park, Alberta, Canada, was combined with the Glacier National Park, Montana, United States, to form the world's first international peace park station city.
Assalamualaikum and good afternoon to my lecturer. My name is Muhammad Zaiman bin Norizan. My ID is ASJ 20041046 and my part is Costa Rica. We start with introduction of UNESCO. The United States has several education-related priorities with respect to UNESCO. These include a special emphasis on literacy. Next, quality education and equal access to educational opportunities. Then capacity building, information sharing and cooperation, including rebuilding education in post-conflict countries and education to combat HIV, AIDS and other health emergencies, as well as environmental education. The United States supports the international momentum behind the education of all movement coordinated by UNESCO, which has goals similar to US educational reform initiatives, including accountability mechanism. So then start with man-made attraction in Costa Rica. First, we have National Theatre of Costa Rica. The National Theatre of Costa Rica is located in the central section of San Jose. Construction began in 1891 and it opened to the public on 21 October 1897 with a performance of Johann Wolfgang von Goethe. The National Theatre stood as cultural asset of the country during a time when coffee exports were a source of its success. It present high quality performance with artistic criteria being very high. The building is considered the finest historic building in the capital and is known for its exquisite interior, which includes its lavish furnishings. Constructed in the late 19th century, when San Jose's population was only around 19,000 people. The theatre presents many private performances. Its only real competition was the Teatro Mora, that existed for many years before the National Theatre, until it was destroyed and deemed unsafe by an earthquake. To finance the construction of a theatre suitable for named National Theatre, the President of Costa Rica, Jose Joaquin Rodriguez Zeledón, decided to place a tax on coffee, then the principal export product. Later, one coffee planter begged the government to remove the export tax on his product and put it on rice and beans. Next is Lake Arenal. Lake Arenal is Costa Rica's largest lake. It is a man-made lake that is responsible for generating about 7% of the country's electricity. Lake Arenal is a lake which is situated in the northern highlands of Costa Rica. It is currently the largest lake in Costa Rica at 85 square kilometer. Its depth varies between 30 and 60 meters. The town of Arenal was relocated to higher ground when the lake was expanded in 1979. The old towns of Arenal and Tronadora now lie abandoned at the bottom of the lake, with the new town of Arenal residing to the northeast on the lake. From November through April, the strong, dependable winds attract windsurfers and kite surfers to its western end. Many consider Lake Arenal one of the world's foremost windsurfing and kite surfing areas. Wakeboarding is gaining popularity in Costa Rica, with Lake Arenal being the center of this activity. Stand-up paddling and kayaking are also popular activities for tourists visiting the lake's eastern part near the Eden Dam. This is much good fishing and now kayak fishing opportunities in the shallow and secluded coves. Next, the natural attraction. Next is Rincon de la Vieja National Park. This sprawling national park begins on the flanks of the Rincon de la Vieja volcano and includes this volcano's namesake active crater. Down lower is an area of geothermal activities similar to that of Yellowstone National Park in the United States. Fumaroles, geysers, and hot pools cover this small area, creating a bizarre, otherworldly landscape. In addition to hot springs and mud pots, you can explore waterfalls, a lake, and volcanic craters. Bird watching here is rewarding, as the sparse foliage of the dry forest makes spotting easier, and from the high volcanic slopes, here you can enjoy sweeping views all the way to the ocean. Rincon de la Vieja literally means the old lady's corner. In this case, La Vieja has the connotation of a witch or hag, while Rincon is better interpreted as lair. The name is derived from a legend that a woman's father threw her lover into the smoking, belching volcano crater, and she moved onto the mountain and became a hermit. It was said she had healing power. Second is Puerto Viejo de Sarapiquí. The Sarapiquí region, named for the principal river that runs through it, lies at the foot of the Cordillera Central mountain range. To the south is the rainforest of Braulio Carrillo National Park, and to the east are Tortuguero National Park and Barra del Colorado National Wildlife Refuge. In between these protected areas are thousands of acres of banana, pineapple, and palm plantations. This is an agricultural region, but there are patches of forest on private farms and reserves scattered throughout. Within a remaining rainforest are several lodges that attract naturalists, both amateur and professional. One of these, La Selva, is a biological field station with a primary focus on research and education, but it welcomes eco-tourists of all kinds. Bird watching and rainforest hikes are the primary attractions in this area, but more adventure-oriented travelers will find plenty of other available activities, including ziplining and boating and rafting trips on the Sarapiquí River. Third is La Fortuna. There is two places that attract tourists. First is the Arenal volcano. The Arenal volcano has been quiet since December 2010, with no loud eruptions or pyroclastic blasts. Still, the Ashley volcano remains a stunning sight, and the natural park and surrounding trails and activities make this a fabulous destination. That said, Arenal is surrounded by cloud forest and rainforest, and the volcano's cone is often soaked in by clouds and fog. Many people come to Arenal and never see the exposed cone. For some reason, during the dry season, the volcano can often be shrouded for days at a time. The bottom line is that catching a glimpse of the volcano's cone is never a sure thing. Despite its current state of dormancy, climbing Arenal volcano remains illegal. Over the years, many daredevil climbers have lost their lives. Second is Arenal National Park. Arenal National Park daily open at 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. In $15 per person. Constitutes an area of more than 2,880 hectares, which includes the viewing and parking areas closest to the volcano. The trails through forest and over all lava flows inside the park are gorgeous and fun. At the end of the trail, a short natural starway takes you to open lava field left in the wake of a massive 1992 eruption. Scrambling over the cool lava is a real treat, but be careful, the rocks can be sharp in places. Last but not least is Monteverde. Monteverde, which translates to Green Mountain, is one of the world's first and finest ecotourism destinations. The marvelous mist-shrouded Monteverde Cloud Forest Biological Reserve and the extensive network of nearby private reserves are rich and rewarding. Bird watchers flock here to spot the myth-inspiring resplendent quasar, and scientists come to study the bountiful biodiversity. On top of all that, Monteverde is arguably the best place in Costa Rica for extreme adventure, rivaled perhaps by Arenal. It boasts a zip line where you can fly face down like Superman for almost a mile, and the only bungee jumping left in Costa Rica. Cloud forests are a mountaintop phenomenon most warm air sweeping in from the ocean is forced upward by mountain slopes, and as this moist air rises, it cools, forming clouds. The mountain tops around Monteverde are blanketed almost daily in dense clouds, and as the clouds cling to the slopes, moisture condenses on forest trees. This constant level of moisture has given rise to an incredible diversity of innovative life forms of a forest in which nearly every square inch of space has some sort of plant growing. Within the cloud forest, the branches of huge trees are draped with epiphytic plants, orchids, ferns, and bromeliads. More than a few visitors are unprepared for a cool, windy, and wet stay in the middle of their tropical vacation, and can find Monteverde a bit inhospitable, especially from August to November. So that's all from me. Thank you. Udah.